We have one more topic before we get into that, and that is some more info on upfront fares. We're following this very closely. We want to break it down quite a bit, so you guys know exactly what upfront fares is and the algorithm. I have a whole skit coming up soon when it comes to the machine learning algorithm. That when we actually do our full upfront fare, that's going to be one of the segments, so you guys can see exactly what a machine learning algorithm is and how hopefully we could actually adjust it to what we want to see, not necessarily what the company wants to see, if it's truly a machine learning algorithm.
Right.
But upfront earnings.
I mean, this is like horrendous, right? I mean, well, not in a sense that since upfront earnings showed up, we interviewed the CEO of Uber, and he clearly said there's going to be a rebalancing. So when they say those fancy words, rebalancing means you're getting paid less. However, now every week I do like a statistical analysis of all my emails and what's the hottest subject. This week, or last week, the hottest subject was a lot of passengers are becoming really, really smart now. So because, first of all, look at these two trips on the sides, okay? 143 miles for $113. Who the heck would do that? I wouldn't do it. And the one on the right, 175 miles. Most likely, both of these are with a dead return. There is no return on these.
No.
Probably. Is $152. So that's like 65, 70, 75 cents a mile. So nobody, and that's without figuring out the dead mile, right?
Right.
But now, because they said this clearly, we're going to pay you a little bit more on short to medium trips. We're going to pay you less on the long trips. Well, it seems like they're holding true to their word. However, this is the problem. The number one email I got, as many emails as I can remember getting, is that because a lot of passengers now are not getting picked up because drivers looking at this and they're declining these long trips. When they decline these long trips, what's happening is that the passengers are getting really smart. They're ordering another trip, getting in the car on a short trip, and then extending the trip, changing the trip destination once they're in the car. And a lot of emails, tons of emails are telling me that when a passenger changes the destination or the duration of the trip that they're on, Uber is not adjusting upwards as they said they would, because in their lingo, it says when the trip duration or distance changes by a lot. That was their word. I don't know what a lot means in Uberland, but in my world, it means 100 feet, bro. Okay? That's a lot because I need to get paid for that, right? So what would you guys do if a passenger got in the car? Let's say this trip on the right, $152 with a 462 rating. First of all, you have no chances getting in my car with your rating, let alone with that trip. But that's okay. Let's say I pick you up, right? So this guy, let's say, orders a trip for 4 miles first because nobody is picking up his long trip, gets in, and then he changes to this destination.
I say get out.
First of all, I wouldn't do it. I would respectfully kick him out of the car. Although I will get a 1-star because it's a totally money-losing trip. But this is what's happening. And a lot of people are emailing me saying that Uber is not adjusting. Like the one guy said, an accident happened, Uber system hadn't picked up, and I was in the car stuck in traffic for an extra 30 minutes. Uber paid me whatever they showed me up front. They didn't adjust for those 30 minutes. This is a huge problem. Now, I've seen a couple of emails saying that they adjusted upwards. In LA, they're adjusting upwards. I'm kind of hoping that the algo is kind of getting settled in and they're going to adjust upwards because they took away the miles and minutes. There's no more miles and minutes when you have upfront fare. So what is the algo looking at and adjusting the trip upwards if there's no miles and minutes? How are they doing this, right? And then I got this screenshot from a viewer. This is hilarious. This is like funnier than hell. Look at what happened here. $34.76. $34.76, right? And upfront fare on that was $35.12. Look at what Uber says to this guy. Your fare was lower this time because the actual drop-off was closer than the one your rider requested. So Uber is adjusting downward by about 35 cents. They took this guy's 35 cents, literally, right? But they're not adjusting up for a guy that's stuck in traffic for a half hour. How do you guys like that one, Tony? You like that one? You think Uber needs that 35 cents?
No, absolutely not. They didn't give the customer 35 cents back.
No, they didn't do that. And then
No,
I
of course
asked
they
him, I
didn't.
actually emailed them back. I said, did you really like this? He goes, no, Serge, it was a terminal. I dropped them off at the right terminal. It was a drop off at the airport. He goes, I dropped them off exactly where I'm supposed to, and Uber takes their 35 cents back.
See, so here's the thing. Here's the other thing. They say a lot or a little, but to them they don't define that because it's so
What's a lot?
open-ended. But when it comes to a lot, they're going to be vague. So if the trip is a lot more than expected, well, how much more? 10 miles more, 15 miles, 20 minutes, what? And then not only that, a little bit, what 5 feet?
Yeah.
10 feet away. So like if you're expected to go to a house number that's 33 and it goes up by 2s on each side, but you really drop them off at 31 or 29, are they going to dock you 35 cents? That sounds like it's based on a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, this is a huge issue, Chris. I think we need to call Uber again this week. We tried to fix the surge baiting thing. You know what I mean? I mean, this is like a big issue.
They're like, we're going to give them surge. We're going to make sure surge is fixed, but they're not going to notice these upfront fare drop-offs, even though they're at the right pickup and the right drop-off. We're just going to adjust it lower. Nobody's going to know. Yeah, we're still going to call you out on it.
No, we're going to call you out on it because it's not the 35 cents. It's the, if you're good enough, if your algo is good enough to figure out that I did not drop this gentleman or lady off at the right terminal. Or maybe she said, "Oh, drop me off here instead of there." It's a couple hundred feet at the airport, right? So Uber algo is good enough to, or the GPS signal is good enough to figure out that I drove, maybe quarter mile less, but you can't figure out that I drove 30 more minutes on this trip and adjust upwards. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, hey man, this is not kosher, so we need to get on this. Harry, are you still here? Of course you're not. Why would you be here? We need to call Uber again every week. We need to call Uber. I go, hey man, you got to fix this shit because God dang it.
Yeah, and damn well that they did not refund that rider that 30-something cents.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Whatever the 35 cents is to the driver is like triple whatever they charged the customer. So it would have to be refunded more than 35 cents to the passenger.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.